the chat here. I mean, you'll.
Yeah, I need to get in with the chat. Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Merch University, and we got Mike Wall on here, and we're just going to talk about his how he uses merch and what he does with it. And go ahead, Mike, and then introduce yourself for a second.
Yeah, my name is Mike Wall. I'm a window cleaner by trade for the last 25 years. And I've been doing the merch opportunity since 2015 for 2.5 years. And I just found a way to do merch differently, like than most people are doing, by uploading T-shirts. I target local businesses, and that's the way how I've made my money doing merch, which is a lot different. I go into a local business, and I talk to them about the merch opportunity. So that's a little bit about what I do. So
can you talk about like what's your background? Are you a seller by trade, or?
I'm in sales. What I do, being in the window cleaning industry, I'm not a marketer. I'm not a course content creator. None of that stuff. I'm more the guy that I'm really old school. I go out and get the work. You know what I mean? Like I go on the street, and talk to people. Talk to businesses. And when I started my window cleaning business, I'll go back a little bit. When I started my window cleaning business, I had no clients. I have 5,000 today. But what I did is I put up the old school business cards, flyers, door knocking, a lot of cold calling, type things too, to build my clients. And it took me about 5 years to get to 2,000 clients, so prior to that, I was doing fumigations. I don't know where you're from, but out here I live in California. So out here we have, termites. And we used to put those big circus tents on there to kill the termites. And then I met a window cleaner. We were doing his house, and he was selling the window cleaning opportunity in one of those small biz mags. And so that's how I got started with window cleaning. And I was practicing on my house for the first month. And he gave me the equipment. I was watching a VHS tape and learning how to clean windows, man. So, and then I was working at a convenience store late at night, the AM PMs, I worked at that graveyard from like 11 to 7. So I had placards on my truck, and the truck was parked outside, and he left a card on my truck. And he said, hey, if you want some part-time work, give me a call. So I figured I can quit the AMP job, the convenience store, and work window cleaning full time. And I was upfront with him. I basically said, hey, I'm trying to do what you do. So just give me part-time. I'll work 3 days, and I was trying to build my business, too. And he was cool about it. He let me do that, because most places won't let you. They want you to come on, but it was really cool, because I learned he mentored me. He taught me the whole business, from bidding to how to clean the windows properly, take the screens, all just A to Z, window cleaning.
Is it just going to a store and saying, hey, can I wash your windows?
Yeah, just walking in, like you're in, the strip malls, for instance, right? I started doing that. I started going to the strip malls and saying, hey, pass my card out and say, and give them a price right there. And they tell me yes or no. You know what I mean? So I did the same with merch, and we'll get into all that. But a lot of them said no, a lot of them said yes. So I ended up getting like 75 clients to start with, which was about $3,000 a month, in revenue. Because commercial, I had no clients at the time, so commercial was the way to go. Because it's consistent money, right? With residential, depends on the weather out here. We have a rainy season here, so you're kind of out of work for a little while. You know what I'm saying? You're working, but not as much. You know what I'm saying? So, exactly. And then I started to find out that it was more money doing residential. You know what I mean? And I got hosed by some of the commercial people, because they would go out of business and they owed me money, and when I show up, the place is gone. It's like empty. So Yeah, so that's when I turned to residential because you go in, you clean, and they pay you right there. With commercial, you have to wait for your money. It could be a month. It could be like if you're doing a small storefront, it could be, oh, like, yeah, once a month. Yeah. Or if sometimes it depends on the owner if they want to pay you, like, you know, if they want to pay you 2 weeks, but more than like it's once a month. So you're waiting for your money, kind of like merch and stuff. You know how you have to wait a month. So that's what I'm saying. I went to residential and I just built that, you know what I mean? Because, and then today I have 5,000 clients, you know, window cleaning clients. So I'm always working, you know, there's always somebody calling all the time, you know, because, you know, your customers are cycling.
Yeah.
You know? So that's what's nice about it. But, you know, it's hard work, you know what I mean? It's like, and, you know, I see a lot of the struggles in merch, you know, like people are, struggling with you know, uploads, and they're not getting sales and all that kind of stuff, and you have to do stuff different today. You can't be doing the same. I keep stressing this, and all the lives I did, you have to do things different. You know what I'm saying? You can't think that you're going to upload it. Listen, merch is huge now, right, compared to 2 years ago, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, so maybe you can throw a design up and do keywords and get some organic sales. That doesn't work. You know what I'm saying? I mean, yes, it works and it doesn't. You know what I mean? Like you'll get some sales, but then they're gone, right? And then you're having to. It's almost like putting up a design and then starting over again, right? Because the designs, even if you like, let's take the Eclipse thing that they were talking about, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, you'll make a ton of money, but are they making sales now? Maybe not 40 grand, right? I mean, they're probably getting a little sales coming in still. But you know, you should be listening to the people, like that other business model that Ken does, that Jacob does, that Amy does, Amy Herberger. I don't know if you know her. She's got a girls group. And if there are any women in here, you need to be in that group.
Yeah, I know about her.
Yeah, she's phenomenal. She's sold like 48,000 t-shirts since she started, dude.
Wow.
So you know she's making money, and you don't see her. I mean, she answers questions, but the people that are actually, you know, making money doing this, they're working on their business. Like I'll give you, you know, Ken works on his business. Amy, she's not. I mean, she's on Facebook, but she's doing her business too. And most of the big guys are doing, like me. I don't. You see more of me now because, you know, Ken told me to reach out to people and stuff. And I'm here, like, look, I'm not, there was a lot of stuff going around with when Dojo, you know, was released. But the people that are in the course are good people. You know, I said this on the other day, they're the best people in the game. You know, they, like Ken knows more than I do about what's going on in Amazon. Chris does, Neil does. I'm like, there's a lot of people better than me at doing that model.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not, I don't know, you know, but that's daunting to me, uploading 200 designs or whatever it is a day. You know what I'm saying? I can't, you know, that's what I have 155 designs up. I'm at 14K tier. Okay.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, you know, and I'm making probably more than anybody in you know, on the merch platform, you know, and I'm been told that, you know, maybe there's somebody hiding out. That's the next star. You know, I don't know. You know what I mean? Yeah. Go ahead, man.
Can you take us from the beginning, how you found out?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll take you from, Chris mentioned the merch opportunity in September of 2015. I didn't pay attention to it, you know what I mean? Because I just thought it was another like Teespring kind of course that he was coming out with. And I had no desire to do t-shirts and you know, because I have friends that did Teespring and making a killing, but you have to do paid traffic, you know what I mean, to do all that stuff.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, these guys are so good at it, right? Like, I'll tell Don Wilson. I don't know if you know about him. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he owns Gear Bubble. Have you heard of Gear Bubble?
Yeah.
so he owns Gear Bubble, but he was working with the Teespring people, and he was driving a ton of traffic using Facebook, right? So, like he'd spend like $7 grand on ads, okay?
Wow.
But he was making $50,000-$60,000. See, he was grossing that kind of money. So he was making money, but there's a, I don't know how to do fake. Like I said, I have an agency, right? And that does all that stuff for me. You know what I mean? I'm not going to sit and learn Facebook, learn all that stuff, you know? So, but anyway, so October, like the end of September came around, and Chris mentioned that he was going to do a webinar and talk about merch, but he also mentioned how you can go and approach a business and do it locally. So when I heard that, that's when that struck my attention. And I actually paid for, it was a paid webinar.
Yeah.
I paid $47 for it. And I took it, and he just was talking about how you can approach a business doing this. I mean, just simple stuff. Yeah,
he was just giving out ideas, right? To how to use.
Ideas. There you go. Ideas. That's the word. So I was listening to this. I'm like, wow, I'm thinking to myself, man, I could, because I've been in the local arena since 2009. I was doing like ranking YouTube videos and SEO and all this stuff, and it's like, it's a lot of work, right? But I still was intrigued by the local arena because not a lot of people are doing it, right? Everybody's doing like Amazon and FBA and RA and OA and all this other stuff. And dude, there's so much competition, and then you get people tanking your listing, and then you see it in the groups, right? And I just didn't want. I wanted to go a different path, and the least resistant, right? And not have to deal with all that kind of stuff. So they were talking about how you can do it for bands, like do T-shirts for bands and do a royalty split with them, or give them most of the money to build a relationship. So I just listened to what they said. I don't need 20 modules of a course to go do something. I just need one little tidbit that I can add to my business and go out and do it. And that's what most of the people that are super successful, they probably don't need a lot of the stuff, but there's that one little tidbit in there in a course or in a mastermind that somebody says that gives them $100 grand in their business, right? That's I had 2 mentors that I work with that, they were $5,000 each to work with, you know what I mean? So, but I'm doing 7 figures today, right? It was $10,000 and 7 figures later, you know what I'm saying? But it took hard work to get there. I had to put the time in. But so anyway, getting back to the webinar. So I took the webinar, and the following day, there was a pizza place that just opened up down the street from my house. And I just walked into there, and I talked to I didn't even know it was the owner at the time. I walked in and I ordered a pizza like a customer. I was a patron, right? So I walk in, and then I just struck up a conversation with the guy. And then so after the pizza was done and he handed it to me, I said to him, I go, hey, how would you like me to show you how to get leads into your business using Amazon? Real simple. And I didn't know, merch was so new. I didn't know much. There wasn't a lot on the platform. And he kind of looked at me like, how is Amazon going to help me? Right. And so I went out to my car, and I got, I popped out the iPad, and I just started going through the platform. I didn't even have shirts. You know what I'm saying? I have a T-shirt, but I had stuff you can mock up inside, the merch platform. Excuse me. And just walked them through, and then I showed them the royalty payouts, and I said, we can upload your shirt onto Amazon, and just went through the whole thing with them. And I said to them, but there's a small setup fee to do all this stuff. Dude, this is just stuff that I came up with. You know what I'm saying? I actually, a lot of the stuff I did on the fly.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't have a blueprint. So I was like, but I say, what are you worth, right? If I want to go and do this stuff and be an admin and all this stuff, I want to get paid for it. Yeah. But I also wanted to show another way too. And like I said, I just tried stuff, right? I wanted to show another way where you can walk into a business, talk to them about merch, build a relationship with them, split a royalty with them, a revenue stream to build that relationship, right? and then walk out with a check for $250, you know, and while you're waiting for your royalty, you're actually getting some money in your pocket, right? So even, I know I was trying to explain, and I don't try to do these big numbers as far as like, you know, even if you did that once a week, it's an extra $2,000, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, so you do two, it's double, you know what I mean? So that's basically, you know, I tried stuff, but I was also wanted to show people what I did, you know, so I made some videos. I got a YouTube channel and everything, and I made some videos to show them how to do this. So I want to show you that. Okay, so for instance, there's these flyers, right? These flyers that come to your house, and you know, there's a bunch of these. Okay, I don't know if you guys can see, you know, different offers. There's you know, tool shops and, you know, like all the groceries, right?
Yeah,
so
exactly.
if you look, okay, so just to run ads in these, right? For businesses, they pay $4,000 a month to run these ads. Okay, it's real super expensive. You see that full color, two-sided kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I'm using this as an example. Okay.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. So as you can see right here, there's offers, right? You see that? Okay, like $2, 2 for $5.
Yeah.
You know, if you buy a soda, you get 2 tacos, all that stuff. So what I do, these are the type, excuse me, these are the type of businesses that I target because they're spending money on the ads. Don't waste your time going to, like, let's say a mom and pop that doesn't, you know, that's real old school and they don't want to spend any money. Or you know, you want to look for the people that are spending money on these types of ads, right? So what I do, excuse me, is I bring in the flyer when I go in, you know. But the first time, like I didn't have, they didn't even have any, you know, like the pizza shop, they didn't have anything. But I was just, you know, I was trying to show him visually, and he understood. Most businesses won't. That's why my first year, I went out and saw, you know, 2,200 businesses, and I got 150 that to date, you know what I mean? So it's hard work. You're going to get a lot of no's doing this method, but I have no competition, zero competition. I don't have to upload 10,000 or 200 designs every day. I upload one design for the client, and I use their logo, right? That's another beauty. I don't have to go to, let's say you're a designer, Joe. Yeah. Hey, Joe, I need you to create this thing for me. I don't have to do that. I just get the artwork that they have, and I get the right dimensions, upload the design, and you're done. That's it. You're done. Wow. That's it. And yeah, I don't. There's not all these keywords, and I don't have to worry about trademark issues. And you know, a lot of the stuff, like I was saying in a bunch of the other lives, a lot of stuff, the local businesses get stuff done locally, right? Like a design, right? There might be a talented artist in town or a company, and they get the design done, and you'd be surprised, a lot of that stuff's not even trademarked or anything. But today, I mean, like when I went in the first time, it was kind of like a handshake, you know, and I was kind of, I hadn't had contract, you know, how to use, you know, get stuff made, you know what I'm saying? But today, with all the stuff going on, you want to be sure that you have contracts to have permission to use their logo. You don't want them coming back saying, hey, this guy stole my logo and then be in trouble. You know, I don't want any headaches, you know, so. But anyway, so what I do, like here, there'll be I'll have them change one of these offers. Okay. I'll have a picture of the t-shirt here, and it'll say here, buy this shirt, get 50% off, or get this shirt, receive 50% off, whatever. And there'll be a picture of a QR code in here and then also a picture like of a shirt. And the people can take their phone and scan the QR code. It goes right to the Amazon listing, and they can buy the shirt, wear the shirt in to get the offer to receive that discount. And usually, like what I try to do with the owners is get a deeper type of discount, maybe like 75%, you know?
Yeah.
And they wear it in. But I also say too that everybody has their favorite place that they can go to eat, right? You have your spot that you go to every week, you know, like your favorite pizza place or your favorite taco shop or whatever. And then go every week. So when the promos come out, they can continue to wear the t-shirt, right? But you know, it's like a walking billboard for them. And when the owner sees that people walking in with their shirt, you can see the smiles on their face. Because you know, if you see something good that you like, or you eat, or a movie, or whatever it is, don't you say something?
Exactly,
I mean, don't you say something to your friends or your family or to the group as something that's cool that you like? You know, I'm new to your group, you know, so I'm seeing a lot of stuff that you post. You know, you share, right?
Yeah.
If you see something that you like that's good for your group, you share it, and that's what these people do. And I had, you know, the one thing that I'm really, really good at, okay, from all my years of doing, you know, sales, right, is finding the pain points of the owners, you know what I'm saying, and also what are their needs, you know what I'm saying. So, for example, with the tire company that I picked up, okay, they were having issues with keeping. They were buying the T-shirts locally, right? And mind you, these are over 900 stores, right? It's not like one shop, okay? One shop could buy a T-shirts locally and probably be cheaper than Amazon, right? Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, you still have to buy a minimum, right? The local company is not going to do a one T-shirt like Amazon, right? They still got
to keep it inventory.
Exactly. So, but they're either, you know, the minimum's either a dozen to 3 dozen, right? And I know this because merch wasn't around when my business was around, right? So I was buying T-shirts from local vendors too, and I had to buy at least 3 dozen, just, you know. And I talked to a guy, you know, I said, can I do 2? And he's like, yeah, that's fine. But, you know, they're not going to let you just buy one T-shirt, right? So I do window cleaning for them, right? I clean their structures on some of their buildings locally. So when I was cleaning, I overheard a conversation that they were talking about having problems with keeping track of the T-shirts, and they're just thrown everywhere, and you know, they're spending all this money. You know, so when they finish and this is early in the morning, there's nobody there. You know, I come and clean the windows really early before they open, you know, because they don't want people slipping or anything, or having my buckets around. So I walk up to, I overheard, and I walk up to the guy and I said, you know, I couldn't hear, but I couldn't help but overhearing what you were saying. I said, you know, I think I can help you. So the guy, he said, well, what do you mean? I said, well, there's a new program that Amazon has out, you know, called Merch by Amazon. And I said, you don't have to have all these T-shirts stored in your warehouse, and you can order one at a time. And and it said, we can do like a direct link that we can give you, and you could, you know, send it to your list of people, you know, because you know, they're a really, really big company, you know, and they have a huge list. You know, so the guy, he said, well, let me get you an appointment with he was the manager of store. It was the regional manager who, you know, they have so many stores he got me an appointment with him, and I shared the idea with him, and he said, you know what, I'm going to get you in contact with the big people, right? So he got me an appointment, and then I hired an attorney to come with me, because I don't know all that jargon, you know what I mean? And I'm just a window cleaner, man. I was nervous, but this guy came with me, and he, you know, he's an expert in all that kind of stuff, trademarks and whatever. So he went. It cost me $2,000 to hire him, but you know, that was a huge deal for me. So I sat, and I call them the suits, right? I sat in his boardroom. You've probably seen, like, you know, boardrooms with guys in suits, and they're having meetings and all this stuff. And that's what it was like. There was 6 of them. So I went through the whole presentation with them, how I can, you know, save them money and all that kind of stuff. But the guy stood up and said, you know, just listening to you, you can save us over $300,000. You know, wow. So And you also don't have to, like I said, I explained to them, you also don't have to keep any inventory. And then we could also give you another private link that you can use for your employees, so they can order t-shirts and we can keep track of what's going on. So that's the power of, like, I've had people, like this past week, a lot of the comments, people saying that they went in to see businesses and stuff like that, and they got shot down, or they said they can get the t-shirts cheaper, which you probably can, but there's a couple of benefits, I'm saving them money, and they're also making money, and it's offsetting some of the costs of their ads, you know what I mean, when they buy the t-shirt.
Exactly.
So they're doing, like I said, they're doing these crazy promos now with, buying one tire, getting 3 free. That's like where my big numbers were in December. They sold 111,000 t-shirts at $19.99. So they sold like over 2.1 million in shirts. And my royalty was $222,000 for that. So,
Wow.
and I worked with a gaming company, and I was watching. I know you said you don't know Ken too well, but Ken was doing a presentation with Chris, with Jim. Are you familiar with Jim Cockrum? Like his
Yeah.
Well, they have that Proven Amazon course. What they did. Let me take a drink. My throat's dry.
Yeah, go for it.
Well, they held an event there, and I was working, so I bought the stream and to catch the replay, because I was interested in licensing stuff, because I was working with this gaming company. And so listening to Ken's presentation is what, like I said, I just took what he said, and I went to an attorney, and they drew all the paperwork for me. And that company sold 155,000 t-shirts for over a day, and they priced their shirts at $25.99. So that was over $4 million that they sold. So that deal, to me, that deal was $1.3 million in royalties to me. So yeah. So I mean, God, like.
So
go ahead.
If you can just go talk to people, that's pretty much.
Yeah, and I want people to realize it's not. You don't have to get like. I didn't know I was going to be here, but I knew, like, I just opened the tire company. I overheard a conversation, and with the gaming company, I knew I was a competitive gamer, like, in the early days. So I knew people in the company, right? So, but that took a year. That wasn't like I just go in and, there's a lot of red tape, and they have to have people, look at this stuff, but I went in and gave them the idea. And then, you get these artists that are, making a sketch and then going back, I had to go back 6 times to they do one thing and then they call you in again. And a lot of times, people, what I do, yeah, it's a little bit harder, but the rewards are greater if you stick with it. And like I said, you don't need as many clients, but I don't, it's this, like I said before, this is a shoe in, like a way into the business. I don't look, yeah. Selling t-shirts to businesses is not the end game. It's to get other business, like doing Facebook ads, doing Google. And I don't have to be the expert. I've done a couple of meetups. And so I met these types of people. I actually talked to a web designer today, so if I need web design, this is stuff I can add, like, to what I have. I don't need to, I couldn't do it on a website, they're hard to do. And I just, like I said, I talked to, but what's been nice about this journey this last week, and, I've been meeting a lot of talented people, that have really good services that I can offer to, like, my clients. And then they can make money too. You know what I'm saying? So, so I just did things, like I said, I knew from the get-go, excuse me, that I was going to do merch differently. I had no desire from the beginning to upload shirts. And I just see, like I said, I just knew that, sitting behind a computer and having to do, 100 uploads or whatever you guys are at, like whatever tiers are, if you're my tier, you can do 500 a day. I'm not doing that. You know what I'm saying? I want to do one and I'm done, for a company. And I don't sit in Facebook groups, you know what I mean? I actually work on my business. I don't care, about all the drama going on. I don't listen to all that. I work on, like I said, I work on my business. I don't, and I just kind of, like I was telling you earlier, my first month on merch, I don't know if I made $63,000 my first month on merch. And I don't think there's anybody on the platform that's done that. And that was the reason. The reason was because of the tire company was part of that. You know what I'm saying? And I just kept plugging away. But at the same time, you get people that, trying to call you out and stuff. And, I don't have time for that. You know what I mean? Like, if you want to have a conversation with me, I'm more than happy to have a conversation with you. But if you're going to be, a certain way or whatever, I'm just not going to give you the time of day. I don't care. I really don't care. I'm like I said, say what you want. I'm just going to keep doing this. And so I kind of went underground a little bit and just worked on my business. And then, Chris was coming out with this dojo and he was asking for testimonials. And then I gave him my testimonial and he was shocked. He had no idea I was doing this kind of numbers. And I was actually at work when they released it. And then when I got home, my inbox was flooded with messages. Hey, Mike, we had no idea. And the people that know me, that know that I've been doing this since they were saying like, wow, we're really happy for you and stuff like that.
How many businesses do you have right now?
I have 158 to date.
158 businesses.
Well, with merch.
Yeah, I'm about to merch. We're
talking about merch, right? Yeah. My window cleaning is 5,000, but that's 25 years doing it, right?
So now that you have your 158, if you don't mind, how much do you think are you making a month, do you think, with those businesses?
Well, yeah, I'll tell you, but people are going to be like, no hate here. Okay.
No hate.
You're asking me. Okay.
I'm asking.
The tire company sold 111,000, and my like I said, it was 200,000 in royalties, and they're already this month well over 50,000, and it's only we're 9 days in.
Yeah.
So I have a potential to make $500,000 this month. I don't know. That's potential. Yeah, I won't know until in a month, but I'm already like past. We're a weekend. I'm already past the whole month of December. You know what I'm saying? I'm at 235,000 in royalties right now. And last month I was 222 for the entire month. Yeah. So but they're doing a crazy promo too. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how long that's going to last, but listen, if it's making them a lot of money, I'm gonna keep doing it. But potential, like I said, I could do, if it keeps going at that, it could be more. I don't know. I won't know until I'll let you know at the end of the month. But
just think about that. You don't have to go out and get all this business. You could get just one business. If you didn't have the 157 other business, you just had that one business, I would say the whole merch community would be like, wow, you're doing awesome.
Yeah. And like I said, but I don't also want to give people like pie in the sky kind of thing. But I'll give you an example. The pizza company, okay? It's they have 8 stores. It's a smaller business, right? When I went into them, there was only 3 stores, right? They have 8 now, but that's still considered a small business, right? Mm-hmm. They're doing consistent 250. They're selling 250 shirts per month from all their stores. And you're probably saying, oh, that's not a lot, but it's a small business. Yeah. That's, if they're selling the shirts at $19.99 a month, that's a nice little revenue stream for them on top of that, right? So you don't have, that's a smaller example.
With the company, how much out of the $19.99? So that's like we'll say just $5 just to even it off. So how much are you getting? Are you getting 50% of that?
No, with that, no, because that was my first one. You know, I just take a buck from them. You know what I mean? Yeah, because they've been like super like loyal and they stuck with me and you know, he was willing to try stuff out and stuff when I just walked in, you know, and so we have a really good relationship that way. So I just kept it the same with him. But anybody else that I work with, because of you know, with all the fee changes and, you know, I want to make some money, right? And we're doing all the admin stuff. So I'm getting half the royalty with some of the bigger companies.
Yeah.
You know, stuff like that. So
have you had some companies that have dropped out or just wanted to try it for a while? Or?
Yeah, you have some companies they drop when they don't, you know, I don't know if that dropouts they don't promote, you know what I mean? They stop promoting.
They stop.
Not that they dropped off with me. You know, I'm not like charging them a recurring fee, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Unless I'm doing Facebook ads with them, right? You know, and stuff like that. But to do merch, I don't, you know, it's depending on what they do.
Yeah.
Some, you know, some that listen to me, they make the money, like the pizza guy, right? So I haven't raised the price on him because when I tell him to do something, he'll try it. They have like they have 8 different shirts now that they test.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? So to see what works, you know what I'm saying? And
so they all those shirts, they just give them to you. You don't have to get any graphic designers. They make them and then they send you the file, right?
Yeah, exactly. No graphic design.
Wow.
No, they get it all done. All I do is, and now, which is really cool, they when they give me this shirt, I mean, not the shirt, but the logo, it's already at the right size. You know what I mean? So before when I started, I mean, just, you know, I had to get it resized and stuff, and it costs a little bit of money, but they know the size now, and they just give it to me. Listen, the guy doesn't. They make pizzas. You know what I mean? Yeah. He's not going to sit and upload shirts. You know what I mean? So, and this is what I was trying to tell people. You know, I got questions like, what about if they want to do it? You know, upload the shirts themselves.
Oh yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah. So no, they don't. Trust me. It's 2.5 years. They don't. They want to. Their whole thing is what they want from me. You know, is to upload these shirts.
They want you to handle that. Yeah.
Yeah, but they want to see that they're getting leads. You know, like new customers. And how do they do that? The people wear the shirt in. Simple. You know, they buy it, and I can see everything in my, you know, dashboard and everything, which is cool.
Here's a couple questions that people have. They want to say, Al says, where do you have to worry about the QR codes, or do they generate them, or is that up to the company?
You broke up. Say that again.
The QR codes. Do you have to worry about that, or is that part of
we do the QR codes for them? Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do all that.
Is that just a program you can buy or software?
Yeah, well, they have programs. They're online. They're free. There's free versions, but there's also paid ones too, and they're not that much. They're like some are like $9 a month. But when you're doing this as a business, that's just part of doing business, right?
Exactly.
So, but no, we do that, you know, because I this, you know, I want control of stuff, you know what I mean? So I don't really outsource that stuff, you know.
Here's another question. I don't know why it's echoing.
Is it me, or I don't know.
Do you have the YouTube on, the volume on?
Oh, I'm sorry, bro. Do you want me to put my headphones? Would that be better?
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah. Am I echoing?
No, people were saying I was echoing, but it's okay. How do you handle accessing a decision maker for a national franchise? That's a question from the chat.
How do I say it again?
How do you handle accessing a decision maker for a national franchise? I guess a manager.
I have a national franchise. The tire company is a national franchise. So you start off with
the manager,
talking to the people that are in the stores. Mm-hmm. And they're the ones that have they have all the knowledge of what's going on in corporate, right?
Yeah.
So I had to sell myself to these people, you know. But I overheard a conversation. You see that they were talking about the struggle with, you know, they had the T-shirts in the back, and you know, you're talking about 900 stores. That adds up, right? You know, so they don't have to do that anymore. But to answer, I can't see anything.
It's fine.
Yeah. So
Thing is, I was reading somewhere, or maybe it was another video I watched of you and getting interviewed, but you were saying like maybe if you're afraid of going out and doing something, you could probably find somebody on Craigslist or local newspaper or put an ad out for a salesman, right?
If you're afraid to do, okay, so that's a good question. That's a good thing. I'll address that. Well, if you're afraid to go out and talk to an owner, I also teach too that you can email, you can go to their website, for instance, right? And you can email them, right? You can do it. You can use screen capture. Excuse me. You can make a screen capture and just go over the points and how you can help the business. You know, you open up all the tabs. You can show them, you know, and just go through it. You know how you can do all this. And this is the stuff I'm going to teach. If you're afraid to talk to an owner. But I suggest you get yourself on camera. Don't be afraid to do that, you know, so that the owner can see you. I mean, if you're going to send a video and you're off camera and you're talking, your chances, I mean, they might call you or they might not, you know what I'm saying? But it's always better to show listen, when you're dealing with any type of business, I'm going to tell you right now, this is different than uploading a t-shirt, okay, and then just throwing it up on Amazon, okay? You have to talk to a business owner if you're going to get their business. There's no way around it, okay? So if you're afraid to go in, send them an email. Just, you know, get that warm lead, right? Mm-hmm. Put yourself on a video, right? And just go through the points and how you can help them with merch, okay? And then send that out. And if you make contact with them, now you have a warm lead. You know what I mean? Then you go in. I mean, at that point, you know, if they're willing to call you, you know, like answer your email, then it's just going to be easier for you to go in. But at the end of the day, this model, you have to talk to. You're not going to get anybody's business without talking to them. That's pretty. You know what I'm saying? If you're even trying to sell them something, right? You know, this is different than Amazon. You're just throwing stuff up, you know, FBA. Or throwing a design up, you know, Amazon's taking care of all that for you, right? You know, and the customer service and everything. This is local business. This is a whole different arena, you know, that way. You know, you're not going to walk in and like, you know, it took me a year just so that your audience knows to pick up that, to pick up the gaming company. It took me 6 months of going back and forth and following up with them to get their business. And, you know, most people just quit. And that's what I see. What's really rampant in the groups. People are even with the other model is they're uploading stuff and not seeing sales. And then everybody's wanting to quit. How do I know this? Because I get tons of emails in my box. It's telling me this, you know, I'm not saying that, you know, and you see it in the groups, you know.
What's the fastest you've gotten a business?
What's the fastest?
Yeah.
Well, that pizza company, right? I went in the same day, and like I actually went in, you know, and I mean, a couple hours, you know, like I talked, you know, if you want to be technical, I walked in, ordered the pizza. That took, you know, 20 minutes to make, and we were talking, I don't know, 30 to 45 minutes, you know, to just, and I didn't know, like I was, like I said, bro, I was just trying things, you know what I mean? But I was doing. My mind's going at, because I'm really good with sales. My mind's going at the same time, you know, and I'm thinking of things, you know, what to say to the client, you know. So it's like I said, a lot of stuff I made up as I went, you know. And when I say that, it's like I just was trying things, man. Yeah. And so that worked, and I just rinse and repeat, and did that, you know. So.
All right, Mike. I think you shared a bunch of info, a lot of great info.
Yeah.
So
like I said, man, you know, if you want, I mean, I can direct people to, if they want to find out more about me, I can. Yeah. Do I put it in this thing here, the link? I mean, do you want me to do that, or you want me to just send it to you?
Yeah, if you could put it in the comments if you can.
Yeah,
or I can. Or I can either way. It don't matter.
Okay. Well, it says here, enter chat message or link here. That right?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. So let me go do that real quick. Hold on. Give me 1 second.
So I want to thank everybody for watching today?
I can't see anybody here, but listen, guys, if you, I'll do this. Hold on, buddy. Let me just get this done. So,
Okay.
yeah, I'll talk to you. Okay. All right. Yeah, I can't do too. I'm not like that talented. You know what I mean? You know, okay. That's my page. If you want to look up, see more of my videos. Can you see me? Okay, still?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's my page. That will tell about me. And I actually show checks on those videos of me like I've gotten from clients on there too. So you know, there's about 21 videos there. I actually show like actual amounts of the checks and stuff. But I was going to say, if anybody has questions, you know, you feel free to message me, but you know, tell me who you are, because if you're just going to friend me, I'm not going to give you the time of day. I'm just being real honest with you because I don't know you. But if you leave a message and say, I saw you on the live, you know, on the Hangout or whatever, just let me know. I'm more than happy to answer questions for you guys. You know, I'm a real person. I'm not a guru. I don't go out and create courses for a living. I do this every day. You know what I mean? I don't, you know, I'm not a marketer. You know what I mean? I'm not an internet marketer, whatever you call them today. You know, I'm a real guy, you know, so.
All right. Thank you guys for joining us today. And we will see you again next time on our next interview. And if you want to join the Merchant University Facebook group, just come over there and join us. And we'll talk to you later. And hope you guys enjoyed this interview with Mike. Later.